Myself Jannavi Gore. Now in this video we are going to study about the linear programming problems. So as it is a problems there will be the word problems and we have to form the equations. Linear it is a not the equation, sometimes we get the inequality. So first we will see that the linear programming problems. A linear programming problem is one that is concurred with the finding the optimal value, that is a maximum or minimum depending on the problem of linear function of several variables subject to the conditions that the variables are non-negative and satisfies a set of linear inequalities. Now, this is a programming where we are getting a one function that is a linear function and consists of the several variables. Now, this is a optimal value because optimal it depends upon the question. Sometimes we have to find out its maximum value, sometimes we have to find out its minimum value. That depends upon the question. For example, if they have given the question about the profit, naturally everybody will try to get the maximum profit. While if the question is about the transportation, then the cost of the transportation should be the minimum. And so that depends upon the question. And we try to get either the maximum or the minimum according to the requirement. And that is called as a optimal value. Those conditions on the variables in the form of set of linear inequalities is called as a constraints, and the variables are called decision variables and are non-negative. So the conditions are called as a constraint and they are normally the inequalities. The common region determined by all the constraints, including the non-negative constraints of a linear programming problems, is called as a feasible region for the problem. And to get this common region, or that is called as a feasible region, we plot the graph and which is a region bounded by or will be satisfied by all the conditions, and that region is called as a feasible region. The points within or on the boundary of the feasible region represents the feasible solution of the constraints. Any point in the feasible region that gives the optimal value of the objective function is called as the optimal solution. Now the certain theorems are there which we are going to use. Now these 2 points stated that whenever we get the feasible solution or the optimal solution always lies inside the feasible region. Now the theorems are first theorem, let R be the feasible region of a linear programming problem and Z is equal to ax plus by be the objective function. Now this is called as objective function because that depends upon the question. Sometimes we try to find out the maximum value of Z. Sometimes we try to find out the minimum value of Z. When Z has an optimal solution, where x and y are subject to the constraint describing by the linear inequalities, these optimal values must occur at the corner point of the feasible region. So, what is the meaning of this? That we are trying to find out the feasible region. And this feasible region, what we get after that is after plotting the point, we get a certain region, and that is either it will be bounded or unbounded. And if it is a bounded region, then whatever the optimal values we get, it occurs at always at the corner point. Let R be the feasible region of a linear programming problem and Z is equal to ax plus by be the objective function. R is a bounded, then objective function Z has both the maximum and minimum value within the region R, and each of this occurs at the corner point of the R. So if it is a bounded, then we get both the values, that is a maximum and minimum, and both values occurs at the corner point of the R. So whenever we get the feasible region, after that we'll try to find out the corner points. If the feasible region is unbounded, then maximum or minimum value may not exist. So if it is a bounded, we get both the values. But if it is unbounded, we get only the one value. Either you will get a maximum or minimum, that depends upon the unbounded region. And if it exists, it occurs at the corner point only. And so the corner points of the feasible region is always more important. Now, sometimes it happens that two corner points of a visible region are both the optimal solutions of the same type. It means if both are the maximum value or two minimum values, or we get the two maximum values or two minimum values at the two corner points of the visible region. And then any point on the line segment joining these 2 points is also an optimal solution of the same type. Now, this meaning is that is whenever we get the 2 points having the same, that is it is a maximum at these 2 points is a maximum, and if we want a minimum, then it is a minimum at these 2 points. Then this point or the line segment joining at these 2 points, all the points lies on this line segment are optimal solution of the same type. This was a certain theory. Now, what is mean by this or how to apply this? For that, whatever they have given the country, that is a first what we required is a z, correct, and that is objective function. So first we should be able to find out the objective function, then subject to the constraint. Depending upon that inequalities, we try to plot the graph and we try to find out the optimal region, or that is called as a feasible region. And this corner point of the feasible region, we are trying to find out its solution. Now we'll start. Now they have given that maximize z, which is 3x plus 4y. The subject to constraint x plus y is less than 4. X is greater than 0, y is greater than 0. It is initially only they are stated. These two variables are non-negative. So should be always greater than or equal to 0. Here they have asked to maximize the z. So this is our function, but only one constraint is given, that your x plus y should be less than 4. Now for that, first we'll make it as a linear equation, that is L is x plus y is equal to 4. Now to plot this line, we have to get 2 points. So first we'll take, let x is 0, we will get y is 4. And if I'll take y as 0, we will get x is equal to 4. Now once we get, we'll try to plot. This is x is equal to 0 is our equation of the y-axis, and y is equal to 0 is the equation of x-axis. So these two lines are already there when we plot the graph. Now for that, first we have plot the line. This is a axis what we have drawn. Then what we required 0 comma 4. So this is 0 comma 4, and another point is 4 comma 0. Join this line. Now this is a graph of the equation. The constant is an inequality. The inequality, it means it is not the line but the region, either on the one side of the line, either it will be below the line or it will be above the line, because the graph of inequalities is always a region bounded. Now for that, whether we have to do the region, or which is the region, whether this side or that side, to check for that, we can take any point and check in inequalities. Here we will check the 0 comma 0. So replace x as 0, y as 0. So what answer we will get? 0. And 0 is always less than 4. So the bounded region is towards the origin. And so this is what we get is a bounded region. I have made it as a painting, or we have made it as a color, so that you will come to know which is a bounded region. Now this is a feasible solution for this, because there was only three equation, 1, 2 and 3. So this was the first line, this is a second line, and this is a third line. So the region bounded by all these three lines, what we get is called as a feasible solution, that is a feasible region. Now what are the corner points? One is A, another is B, and third is a origin, that is a O. Now we will try to find out the corner points or coordinates. What are the coordinates of A? 0 comma 4, B is 4 comma 0 and origin is 0 comma 0. At every point we will try to find out the value of z. What is the z given? 3x plus 4y. Just replace x as 0 and y as 4. What we get is a 16. Again at the point B, that is a 4 comma 0. Replace x by 3, y by 0. What we get? 12 plus 0 is a 12. And at origin, that is a 0 comma 0, answer will be the 0. What they have asked function, we required it as a maximum. So which is a maximum value among all these three? Is a 16. So we can say that the maximum value of z is 16 at 0 comma 4. So that is a given question, and with the question first we have to plot the graph, and with the after plotting the graph, once we get the feasible region, we get the corner points, and with the help of corner point we can find out the solution required. Now we will go to some minimize z, where which is given as x plus 2y, such that 2x plus y is greater than or equals to 3 and x plus 2y is greater than or equals to 6. X and y both are greater than or equal to 0. In the first sum, there was only the one line given. Here there are two conditions given, and these are the two are always there. X is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 will be always there. Now, first thing, we should find out the feasible region. And for that, we have to plot the graph. For plotting the graph on equalities, first we will make it as equations. So, first line 2x plus y is 3. Consider x as 0. We will get y as 3. Consider x as 1.5, or we get y as 0, we'll get x is 1.5. Another line x plus 2y is 6. So, when x is 0, what value of y we will get it as a 3, and when y becomes a 0, x will be the 6. Now we'll try to plot these lines. The first 0 comma 3 and 1.5 comma 0. So this is the first line we get. Once we plot the line, first thing what we have to go, we have to check, because it is an inequality, and inequality it means it is a region required. Now what happened? We'll just replace x, that is a 0 comma 0. So here when we replace x as 0 and y as 0, we will get the answer as a 0. 0 is not greater than 3. So we should not go towards origin, it is away from the origin. So the region should be above this line, or we can say right side. I'm just showing by the cursor. This is the region what we required according to this line. The next line 0 comma 3 and 6 comma 0. Again we will just check the point 0 comma 0. 0 plus 0, 0 is not greater than 6, means we don't have to come towards origin, it is away from the origin. Now from this line above the line, from here also it requires above the line, so which is a common region. Whatever the region above this line automatically becomes above this line. This region what we get now, where I'm moving the cursor, is above this first line but not above the second line. So this is not the feasible solution. So we get this as a feasible solution, which we have painted with the blue color. Now, which are the corner point? What happened here? It is a bounded on one side. This side there is no boundary. As we are drawn up to this graph, if I'll extend my graph up to 10, 20, the region will extend. So there is it is not bounded from all the sides. Here we get the 2 corner points A and B. Now what are the coordinates of the point A? We get it as a 0 comma 3 and B as 6 comma 0. Now what is our function z? X plus 2y. So replace x as 0, y as 3. We get 0 plus 6, that is a 6. And here when we replace 6 plus 0, 6. What they have asked? Minimize. It means we want minimum values. Both values are the same. So both are the minimum value only. So what we can say? The minimum value is z. And not only at these two corner points, but all the points, not only in these 2 points, but all the points joining these 2 points. So any point on this line segment AB is a minimum optimal solution and the value will be 6. So here we have studied the two sums, but normally the linear programming is used for diet problems, manufacturing problems, and transportation problems. So naturally they are the word problems and they will give in the word form and we have to form the equations. Now we'll take one more question. This is a question given. Reshma wishes to mix two types of food P and Q in a such a way that the vitamin contents of a mixture contain at least 8 units of vitamin A and 11 units of vitamin B. Food P costs rupees 60 per kg while the food Q costs rupees 80 per kg. Food P contains 3 units per kg of vitamin A and 5 units per kg of vitamin B, while Q contains 4 units per kg of vitamin A and 2 units per kg of vitamin B. Determine the minimum cost of mixture. Now, what the information given in this? There are two types of the food. Each food contains vitamin A and B, but their content or the numbers are different, and whatever the information they have given in the question we will try to tabulate so that it will be easy for us to write the equation. Otherwise every time we have to read whatever the information is given, so try to write in the tabular form. We will make a table what this information give. There are two types of the food P and Q, so we have made this as P and Q. Every food contains two types of vitamin, that is A and B, and another is given, its cost is given. Now what they have given here, the cost of P is rupees 60 per kg and Q is 80 rupees per kg. So here written it is a 60 and 80. Now another what they have given, food P contains 3 units per kg of vitamin A. So it is a given 3 and 5 units of vitamin B, while in Q there are 4 and 2. So this is the information what they have given. At the same time, what they have stated, when we mix these two types of the food, ultimately that is a quantity of vitamin A must be at least 8 unit. What is mean by at least? Minimum it should be 8. It can be more than 8. And so here we have written greater than or equals to 8. Your requirement of vitamin A is greater than or equals to 8, and for the vitamin B it is greater than or equals to 11. This was not given. They have asked to mix. So what this is, we are going to assume that let x kg of food P will mix with the y kg of food Q, and whatever we get the mixture will have the minimum cost. So this is a assumption what we are done, and we are written in that table only because it will become so easy for you to write. So here what we have written, let x units of food P mixed with the y units of food Q. Now what we require, the cost should be the minimum. So minimum Z. Now what the Z depends. What is the cost of P? 60 rupees per kg. If we are taking x kg or x unit, this will be 60x and the cost of Q will be 80y. So minimize the Z, which is a 60x plus 80y. Now what are the requirements? When we consider x units of P, from that what the vitamin A we will get, that is a 3x plus 4y should be greater than or equals to 8, and the requirement of B was 11. So 5x plus 2y is greater than or equals to 11. X and y are always greater than 0. So here we get x is greater than 0. Y is also greater than or equals to 0. So here we get a main function and that required as a minimum, and we have got the subject to the constraint, that is equation. Now to plot, after this we have to find out the feasible region. To get the feasible region, what we require, we have to plot the graph, and to plot the graph we have to make this as a equation. So what we'll write? 3x plus 4y is equal to 8 will be the one equation. Another is 5x plus 2y is equal to 11. And we'll take different values of x and y and we will plot the graph. Now the first line was 3x plus 4y is 8. We'll take x as 0. When we take x as 0, we get y is 2. Normally we take y is 0, but here if I'll take y is 0, I will get x as 8 by 3. Then it will become so difficult to plot. And for that, what I have done, I have taken the value of x is 2. When I take x is equal to 2, this will becomes a 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. So y is 2 by 4, or that is 0.5. Now what was our second equation? 5x plus 2y is 11. Same way, when I have taken x is 1, y we will get it as 3, and when y is 0, we get x is 2.2. Now we will plot the graph. Here what the after plotting the graph, this is 0 comma 2 and 2 comma 0.5, we get this one line, correct. Now the region, what they have stated, it was at least 8. It means the total should be greater than or equals to 8. If we'll replace x is 0 here, 0 plus 0, 0. 0 is not greater than 8. So it will not come towards the origin. We require the region above this line. With the first line, it should be above this blue line. Second, I have plotted this, that is a 1 comma 3 and 2.2 comma 0. And after this, when we get this line, correct, the region again we will check. When we replace here 0 plus 0, that is a 0, and 0 is greater than 11 or less than 11. It is 0 is not greater than 11, so the region will not be towards the origin, it is away from the origin. So what we require, above this blue line as well as to the right side of this green line. So this is a region where we get, again this region is not bounded from all the sides. Here actually my graph is a smaller one, that is a required. When we check this point, we get the corner points as first 0 comma 5.5. So another is we get here, that is a 2. We'll plot a point. After this we'll take a 2, and here it is a 0.5 from the graph. So 2 comma 0.5, and this is the third point. This is a 8 upon 3 comma 0. So these three we get it as a corner point. We will try to find out the value of z, which is given by 60x plus 80y. So just replace x as 0, 60 into 0 plus 80 into 5.5. So we will get it as a 540. 2 and 0.5, we will get it as a 60 into 2, that is a 120, and 80 into 0.5 is 40. So we'll get it as a 160. Here 8 by 3, replace 8 by 3, we will get it as a 160 plus this is 0, so that is a 160. Now requirement was a minimum cost. So which is a minimum cost? This is also minimum, this is also minimum. So we are getting the 2 points where it is a minimum. So this is a point B and C. At this corner points B and C, both values are minimum. So it will be minimum for all the points joining on the line segment of this B and C. So we get the minimum Z was 160 at all the points of the line segment joining 2 comma 0.5 and 8 by 3 comma 0. So this was a question given. Now this was a question of the diet, because we want to mix the two types of the diet and the cost should be the minimum. Now another part, that is mainly it is used for the transportation. For that we will take one more sum that is related to the transportation. What is a given question? Two go downs A and B have the grain capacity of 100 quintals and 50 quintals respectively. They supplied to three ration shops D, E and F, whose requirements are 60, 50 and 40 quintals respectively. Now the cost of transportation per quintal from go down to the shops is given in the following table. They have given the table that is from A to D. When we supply, it requires a 6, cost is 6 per quintal. Here it is a 4. For E, from A to E, this is 3. From B to E is given 2. And from A to F, it is given 2.5. While from B to F, the cost is given, that is the transportation cost is given 3. How should the supplies be transported in order that the transportation cost is minimum, and what is a minimum cost? So we have to distribute this, whatever the grains we have in the two godowns A and B. From this we have to send to the three shops D, E, F according to the requirement, but at the same time the cost of transportation must be the minimum. Now for that, this is whatever they have given the question. From this question, we will try to draw the diagram first, or we will say that for that first we will make a diagram. Here what we have done, we have drawn, this is a one go down A here, another go down is B. Its capacity is given 100, its capacity is given 50, and these are going to supply to the three shops. One is a D, E and F. So I have drawn this circles, three circles to indicate these are the ration shops. What is the requirement of the D? Was 60. For E, it was a 50, and F is a 40. Now we have to transport the material from A to D, E, F, and from B also to D, E, F, such way that the cost should be the minimum and their requirement should be fulfilled. Now here first we'll assume that let X quintal will be supplied from A to D and Y from A to E. Here what I have written, I have written the number 6. This was the cost given in the test, that is a question. That is, they have given the table, that is a cost of the transportation from A to D was given 6, A to E was given 3, and A to F is given 2.5. So these are the cost we have written on one side of this arrows. That is the cost of transportation per quintal. And here we assume that X quintal is supplied. Now what happened? The go down A was having 100. Out of this 100, he has supplied X to the D, Y quintal to the E, and naturally the remaining will be supplied to the F. What will be the remaining amount? That will be 100 minus X minus Y. So here we get 100 minus X minus Y quintal is supplied from A to F. This was quantity supplied by the A. Now from the go down B, the requirement of D was 60. Out of this 60, X quintal is supplied by A. So remaining part, that is a 60 minus X, should be supplied by the B. So here we have written 60 minus Y quantity is supplied by B to the shop D. These are the costs given in the table, that was a 4, 2 and 3. Now here what happened? The requirement of E was 50. Out of this 50, Y quintal was supplied by A. So remaining should be supplied by B. What is the remaining? That is a 50 minus Y. That was a remaining part will be supplied by the B. Now from B, we have supplied 60 minus X to this, 50 minus Y to here. Now what we require, that is a F. What is the requirement of the F was 40. Correct? And from this 40, how much you have supplied? 100 minus X minus Y was supplied by A. So what is the will be supplied by B now? That is a 40 minus 100 minus X minus Y. And this is an important diagram. If you will not draw the diagram, you will not get to understand. You will not be able to find out the values as well. So this is an important part of this question. Whatever the information given was in the question, we have just make in one single diagram and we have tried to write in very short form. Now what is a required was a cost. What is a cost here? That is a cost given 6 per quintal. How much we have supplied? X. So what will be its cost? That will be 6x. So now we'll try to write the function. We require the minimum cost, and that z will be here 6x. Here it is a y is supplied at the rate 3, so it will be 3y plus 2.5 multiplied by the quantity supplied, that is 100, minus x minus y, plus 4 into the quantity supplied from this side, that is a 60 minus x, plus 2 into quantity supplied, that was a 50 minus y, plus 3 into, here instead of writing this, what I have done, I have just simplified, because 40 minus 100 will becomes a minus 60. This minus of minus x will becomes plus x, and this will becomes a plus y. So I have written it as x plus y minus 60. Now we will simplify it further, because there are brackets are there, so we will simplify this. So it will be 6x plus 3y. This is 2.5 into 100, so that is a 250, minus 2.5 of x minus 2.5 of y. 4 into 60 is 240, minus this is 4x plus 100 minus 2y plus 3x plus 3y minus 180. Now we will add all the terms of x, that is a 6x, here it is a 3x, that is a 9x, and this is a 2.5x, that is a minus, and here 4 is also minus. So ultimately what we get, z will be 2.5x plus 1.5y plus 410. This is a just simplified, we have just all simplified this, that is a 6 minus 2.5 minus 4 plus 3, and that we get it as 2.5. Similarly, 3y minus 2.5y, that will be 0.5y. 0.5y minus 2. So 1.5 minus 1.5 plus 3. So it will be 1.5. So this is our function. So cost function is minimize z, that is equal to 2.5x plus 1.5y plus 210. Now this is a, and we get, now we require the constraint, correct, subject to constraint. One is always x is greater than 0, y is greater than or equal to 0, that is a 2 we get directly. Now which is a third part we will get, we cannot send the negative quantity from one to the another, so this should be the positive. So what we get, 100 minus x minus y should be greater than or equal to 0, and from that we get 100, that is a x plus y will be less than 100. Here what we get, 60 minus x should be the positive, because same way we cannot send the negative quantity. So this quantity which we are sending should be positive. So 60 minus x should be greater than or equal to 0. 50 minus y should be greater than or equals to 0. And when we simplify this, what we get, x plus y minus 60, that is also should be greater than 0. Here, that is the first, x should be greater than 0, y should be greater than 0. 100 minus x minus y should be greater than 0, and that implies is x plus y is less than 100. 60 minus x is greater than 0 implies is x is less than 60. 50 minus y is greater than 0 implies is y is less than 50, and x plus y minus 60 is greater than 0 implies is x plus y is greater than 60. Now we have to plot this. So one by one we will take a line. First line we will take x plus y is equal to 100. Now to plot, we will take first x as 0. When I take x is equal to 0, we will get y as 100. And if I take y is 0, I will get x is equal to 100. Now for the another line, x plus y is equal to 60. What we get, x is a 0, y will be 60. When y is 0, we will get x is equal to 60. Third line, x is less than 60, so it will be x equal to 60 and y is equal to 50. Now we will plot all these lines. These are the first, second, third, fourth. Along with that, this is fifth and sixth line, but these lines are always there because they are the axis. Now we will plot this, just the points which we get, that was a 0 comma 100 and 100 comma 0. So 100 comma 0, we have plot this. This will be, when you shift on this side, it will be 0. And this is the first line, the region is below this line. Next was 0 comma 60 and 60 comma 0. So this was another line, and we required the region above this line. These two lines are parallel, but we required this below this line and above this line, and another line was x is equal to 60, then y is equal to 50. So the region bounded is less than 60, less than 50, and above. So which we get, this is a bounded region, what we get here, A to B, B to C, C to D. So ultimately what we get, the region is a quadrilateral. We'll try to write the corner points now. What are the corner points? Here A, this is a 10 comma 50. B, what is the coordinates of the B we get? This is a 50 comma 50. C is another point, that is a 60 comma 40, and D is a 60 comma 0. Now for each corner point we will find out the value of Z, which we have calculated as 2.5x plus 1.5y plus 410. Now just replace the value x as 10. Here we will get it as a 25 plus 75 plus 410. So we get it as a 510. Another for 50, 50, same way, just replace in this case x as 50, y as 50 and calculate. We will get it as, that is a 610. For 60, 40 we get 620, and for 60, 0 it is a 560. So which is the minimum value among this is 510. So the solution is, that is a minimum value. The minimum cost is 510. For that x must be 10 and y must be 50. What is x indicates? That is he is supplying from the shop A to the D 10 units, or then it is a 50, and the capacity of the A, that is was having 100, so he have supplied this 60, so what is the remaining is a 40. So A should supply 10, 50 and 40 units from B. What is the requirement? The shop D was requirement was 60, out of that 10 was supplied from here, it will be 50, 0, 0 units should be supplied to D, E, F respectively. Just these values what we get, x, y, substitute in the value, that is a diagram what we have drawn in the initial state, and you will get all this, and its minimum cost is 510. So this is where we are using the linear programming, correct? So this is a LPP, which is also called as a LPP, linear programming problems. And in LPP, by the graphical method, we can calculate the required values. That is optimal solution. It may be the minimum or the maximum depending upon the question. And that is a thing, that is where we are using the LPP. I hope you must have understood and will be able to solve the remaining sums. Thank you, students.